What's up, YouTube? You already know that it is your girl, Honey, back with another video. For those of you who are new to my channel, I go by the official Honey Bee, but most just call me Honey, so welcome. Today, I'm going to be doing a video that is long overdue, to say the least. I know that people have been asking for a story behind what happened with my first college roommate, and I'm finally getting around to it, so that's what this video is. So sit back, get some popcorn if you want, because I'm bringing the tea. I'm kidding. Okay. Whew, where do I even start? Okay. Yeah, it was going okay during summer welcome, which is where we first met, obviously. It was all good. We went to see like the dorms, to see like how we would set up our room and stuff like that. And then the school year started. And it all went south from there. Since move-in day, the day we moved in, it all went south. Like, it went up, it stayed here, and then it just... Yeah, that's what happened. So, on move-in day, she had her mom's boyfriend, her brother. I don't know. It was a lot of men and one woman. It was weird. And then I had my mom and my dad, obviously. And we were moving in. The room was so small. And I had a lot of stuff. So she told me that I could go ahead and like move in first because I had more things. And I had also got there first. So I picked my bed first. She's from like some small town right outside of St. Louis or whatever. And she asked me where I'm from. And I say Chicago. And she's like, "Oh, do you steal?" What? What? I literally had to catch myself because we're surrounded by adults and everyone just kind of froze and stopped. And my parents looked at me and her parents looked at me. Well, her mom looked at me and I said, "No, I don't steal. Do you?" And she was like, "No." That was a little bit of foreshadowing because Shorty did steal. Let's find that out. But we'll get there. We'll get there. She woke up at 5 in the morning and made coffee in our room. And I let it slide. Because, I mean, those of you who know me know that I can be a bit of an a-hole. And I didn't want to go into college with that attitude, you know? So I was just kept a smile on my face and turned back over and went to sleep. But y'all know, oh, like, those of you who don't know me, I also have insomnia. So when I fall asleep, it's very easy to wake me up. And it's very hard for me to go to sleep in the first place anyway, like without medicine or meditating or anything of that nature. So I just let it slide. And while she was gone during welcome week, I would go back to the room to like try to take a nap, because also when I'm tired, I'm gonna be a bitch. I'm gonna be. Whenever I'm hungry, whenever I'm tired, just know it's not good for anyone around me. And I know that. So I would go in and take a nap, and she came in the first night. She was like, "Oh, sorry." She turned the light back out and left. And that was fine. And then the second day of school, it happened again. And this time I said, "Do you think that you could maybe be quieter when you're making that, or use the kitchen, or step outside to open packages that make a lot of noise, or just not do it this early in the morning? And she was like, oh yeah, my bad. I didn't even think of that. And I said, oh, obviously. So I take a nap again the second day, and she comes in and she was like, super loud. And I'm like, okay. And she flips on all the lights and she's like, you're asleep again? No, I'm just laying here with my eyes closed, practicing for my funeral. And she was like, are you okay? I said, what? At this point, I get up and I turn around, take my covers off, everything. I'm like, what do you mean, am I okay? She was like, are you like depressed or something? Are you sick? Because you sleep a lot. And they say that if you sleep a lot, you're depressed. What? What? I said, I'm asleep because I have a roommate that likes to wake up at 5 in the morning and make coffee and play music and turn all the lights on. And I have insomnia, so it's very hard for me to go to sleep in the first place. So I really went to sleep usually around 3, falling asleep around that time. Sleep 2 hours, you wake me up in the morning, and then I have to stay up because I can't go back to sleep after that. So then I come in and take a nap because you're not here. Now, if you would be quiet in the morning and not be a little a-hole, then I could probably sleep like a normal person. But I'm going to sleep during the day as long as you keep being an a-hole in the morning. Simple as that. And she was like, well, I said, you don't have to say anything. We're not friends. You're not my therapist. Even if I was depressed, I wouldn't tell you. Because I don't know you. You don't know me. Don't ever wake me up from a nap again. Simple as that. And she was like, all right. And then we had like a little heart to heart or whatever. And she was saying how, basically how she didn't feel comfortable because even though there were kids there from her high school, she didn't really know any of them that well. So she didn't have any friends there. And you know me, like all my best friends, like people that I've been close with since before high school, during high school, they were at Mizzou with me. So I was cool, you know? And then I met a bunch of people on Twitter and stuff. I'm gonna tell y'all about that too. But yeah, so she was basically saying how she wants to get to know people. So I said, all right, like you can meet my friends if you want. Like you can hang out with us. We're going to lunch later. So she hangs out with us and she was like very weird and standoffish and quiet the whole time. We have different conversations and stuff like that. So she probably just didn't know what she could and couldn't talk about, I guess. So that was fine. We were going to a party. So I guess the biggest like party that kicks off the school year is called Icebreaker, and the Alphas host it. So me and my friends were going, and I asked if she wanted to go. The theme was wearing like black and white or whatever. And she said she wanted to go. So I said, okay, cool. She put on this ruffly tutu like long dress. Like it had those big poofs on the shoulders, and it was like across the shoulders, so that was cute or whatever. But then it went all the way down to her ankles. It was just one straight thing. She looked like a rectangle, and I was like, what are you wearing? I had on, honestly, I might have had this on, to be honest. I think I had on a different crop top though. I had on a black crop top, and I had on these like little white jeans. I call them my nigga snatcher jeans because you're gonna look when I have them on, to say the least. So I had those on, and I had on some heels, some black and tan heels. And she had on like hiking sandals. You know, like those sandals that have a bunch of straps and strap up your ankle and your toes are out and stuff, like the little Dora sandals. I said, what are you wearing? She was like, we're going to a party, right? The theme is black and white. I said, where's the skin? Where's the curves? What do you... I said, you're not going to a party with me looking like that. I'm so sorry, but you're not. So she asked if she could borrow some of my clothes. I said, I don't see why not. Sure. That was a mistake on my part. I should have told her to, like, you're supposed to shower before you go to parties, or, you know, like, you're supposed to shower, period. But I didn't know. I didn't know yet. I didn't know. So I let her borrow my white tube top, right? And she was like, you're going to see my nipples. And I said, you don't have nipple covers? She said, no. Do you? I said, yeah. She said, can I borrow them? No, you cannot borrow my nipple covers. And then she was like, why can't I? That's like borrowing someone else's bra or like panties. And she was like, are you not supposed to do that? No. No, you're not supposed to do that. So she could borrow some jewelry. So I gave her like the little cheap jewelry, you know, like the little slide on bracelets and stuff like that. Stuff that you can get at like JCPenney. And we get back to the room. Why did she try to put my tube top in her drawer? Like, not even in her dirty clothes, try to wash it, not even try to give it back to me. She folded it up and put it in her drawer. I said, you can hand it to me. She was like, oh, I was just going to keep it in case I wanted to, like, borrow it again or something. I said, no, it doesn't work that way. I said, if you want to borrow it again, you ask to borrow it again. You don't just keep it for whenever you want. No, you can give it back to me. So she gave it back to me, and she put my jewelry in her jewelry box. I said, okay. You're crazy. So, and she tried to do it like sneakily, so I knew she knew that I was gonna ask for it, because she literally like slid off the bracelet and like was looking at me, looking at her jewelry box, put it in there, and does she not realize that it's a mirror right here? And I can like see her? I can see what she's doing. So that was that. She never went to another party with me again. Afterwards, I was asking like if she wanted to go to lunch with me and my friends or whatever. And she was like, are all your friends black? Do you only like know black people? I said, do you only know white people? I said, I grew up in a predominantly African American area. So all but one, literally, we only had one white girl in our graduating class. So, yeah. And she was like, I'm just saying, like, everybody at the party was black. All of your friends are black. Like, do you hate white people or something? I felt so bad because I, like, laughed in her face. And I was like, no, but you're getting there. And I was like, it's a Divine Nine party. So yeah, there are gonna be black people there. And I was like, there were white people there as well. You were there, you had a whole group of white people there. Like, it's not a segregation thing. So I don't know why you're asking me why all of my friends are black. Like, I'm supposed to do anything else besides that. And she was like, I just don't find myself comfortable around you and your friends because you don't have any, like, diversity. I said, we don't have any diversity. Okay, cool. So, that was that. That was my last straw with her. Where I was like, we're not gonna be cool. We're just not. So, asshole me came back, to say the least. And I was like, I'm not having it with her. I'm not. Simple as that. So we get along, we're going on all right or whatever. And she gets a boyfriend. Mind you, she has a boyfriend at home, but she got another boyfriend at school. And I was like, wow, people want that? Okay. Cool. So I met this girl, right? On Twitter. You've seen her in my YouTube videos before. You've seen her probably on my Instagram, my Twitter. If you follow me on social media, you've seen her because we wind up moving in together. We met on Twitter. Honestly, I slid into her DM. She said she wanted more friends at Mizzou. So I said, what's up? I'm a friend person at Mizzou. And we met that day, hit it off immediately. Like, instantly could tell that this was gonna be a forever friendship type of thing. And it still is. That's my girl, Sid, shout out. So we met a couple weeks before my birthday. My birthday's in September. School started in August. My birthday weekend came up. And y'all know I was turning 18. I was turning 18. Yes. So I was gonna be legal. So you already know I was gonna do some illegal things that weekend. And I didn't want no bad vibes. I didn't want negative energy. Sydney's roommate had already moved out. And I told my roommate that I was gonna be spending the weekend at Sydney's so that I wouldn't be there. So she went to have her boyfriend over or whatever. Because that's another thing she did a lot. I would be getting ready for auditions and classes and stuff, and I would tell her that her boyfriend needs to leave because I need to shower and get dressed. And I would come back in my robe and stuff, and he would still be in there. She would let him in there like in the middle of the night, like, or if I'm dressing and she sees I'm dressing, she would still let him in there. Okay, so when your boyfriend tries to make a move on me because he wants all this black goodness, don't be mad at me because you got him around my boobies. Don't be mad. Don't. But yeah, I kept telling her it made me super uncomfortable and she just wasn't listening. So that was another thing. So I was telling her that weekend I was going to be gone so she could have her boyfriend over or whatever. Cool. Have a great weekend or whatever. Tee up. Besides some other things that happen we're not going to get into. And I come back. And as soon as I walk into my room, there's like lint all over the fucking floor. There's like lint and plastic. And there's lint all over the floor, my bed, my desk. I was like, what the fuck? My lamp was moved. My sheets were messed up. She had like her stuff on my desk, things of that nature. I was like, what the hell is going on in here? And her boyfriend was there. He was sitting in a chair. She was like, oh, I didn't know you were going to be back yet. I said, just because I'm gone does not mean you have permission to use and touch my stuff without my permission. And she was like, okay, well, when you have your friends over here, they be on my desk. I said, pause. Mizzou's desk. Mizzou's chair. They don't move your sheets. They don't move anything of yours. They pull out the chair that belongs to Mizzou. They sit down and they work at the desk that also belongs to Mizzou. But these sheets, guess what? Bought them with my own money. Pillow, bought it with my own money. Lamp that you're using, bought it with my own money. Extension cord that you have your shit hooked up into, bought it with my own money. So all of the things that you are using are mine. Belong to me. Which means you need my permission to use them. And then I was like, it's fine. It's not even that big a deal. I'm going to just get my stuff. And now you know for the future. And her boyfriend, this is where I lost it, y'all. Her boyfriend spoke up from his little chair talking about, if it's not that big a deal, then why are you talking about it? About to get vulgar again. I said, bitch, who the fuck do you think you're talking to? I will smack the fuck out of you. No cap. I will beat you and your girlfriend ass. Don't ever talk to me. It's not your place. It's not your room. Honestly, you can check her because she be talking on every night on the phone with her boyfriend back at St. Louis while you sitting here in her face trying to defend her from me. But you need to stay in your place. Okay? That's what you need to do. And I said, you know what? Rio, fuck you little ugly ass boyfriend. I said, either you need to go or I need to go, because I'm not with this anymore. You're disrespectful. You feel like you have a right to everything. You don't know how life works. And if I stay here, I'm going to strangle you in your fucking sleep. So, and the very next morning, so I packed up my stuff. Like, I swiped all her stuff off my desk. I packed up like my laptop and all my valuable stuff. And I spent the night back over at Sydney's. And the very next morning, me and Sydney went to the residential life office, and I basically told them everything that went down. Like, with my roommate, Sydney told them everything went down with her roommate and how her roommate just left. And I guess her roommate didn't even, like, ask to leave. She just left. So Sydney's room was vacant. And they were like, we don't want you in that situation anymore, because there's no reason why a grown man should be in there while you're asleep anyway. And, like, let alone trying to argue with you when you and her are already having an argument and they're touching your belongings. Like, there's no reason for any of that. And everything that you said was justified, because she should have asked your permission. I was like, yeah, that's great, but I need to move out. And they were like, we can move you out in an hour. I said, say less. And it was so perfect because she wasn't in there. So I took my fridge, right? And I dumped all her little rotten ass fruit and her dirty ass almond milk on her bed, left it there, closed my stuff up, took my extension cord. So now you have nowhere to plug in your microwave, nowhere to plug in your little coffee pot, your little Keurig. You have nowhere to plug none of that in. I took all of it. I took everything out of my room, got my jewelry out her jewelry box, all of that. Like, I had to go through her drawers to make sure she didn't steal no more shit of mine, because she wants my clothes so bad. And she kept asking to wear my shoes. I wear a size 6.5. She wears a 10. How are you gonna wear my shoes? You sound dumb. I guess she don't know how sizes work. But anyway, so I get all my stuff. I have my friends help me move, and I move into Sydney's that day. And then happily ever after, me and Sydney became the bestest roommates. We got into a whole bunch of stuff together. We done been through some stuff already, and that's literally my best friend. Like, no cap. I met my best friend on Twitter. And this has been story time about how my first roommate, let alone college roommate, went, and why I had to move out, because I don't think I would still be a student at Mizzou if I stayed with her this entire semester. So, yeah. Thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in. And if you guys like my story times or feel like this was super boring, let me know in the comments and I shall adjust accordingly. Anything else that you want to hear, you can always leave suggestions on my Instagram, my Twitter, down in the comments below, any of that. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share to your friends. See you guys next video.